My manager was freaking out because I tasted protein milk in my sleep without an explanation why. So, whatever the hell that you said was not happening, yes, it was happening. Because when I went there and I explained the entire explanation of what was going on, the people were like, how is that possible? And I literally looked up all the medical diagnoses, and there is literally no medical diagnoses for tasting protein milk in your sleep. There is no loss of taste, there was no hallucinations going on. I mean, this is why I don't believe anything that they say. How in the world did I taste protein milk and then I explained it to mentally stable people and then they still believe it because nobody else was there at that time when that was happening? So, yeah, I really think that it's really starting to irritate me that all this stuff is happening. Like, people think that this is fake. No, it's not. And then they can play simulations like of me not being sleeping at night and then me getting up tasting that without it physically being there for an investigation. So how is that possible? Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Basically lying.